Hi folks, and welcome to the latest instalment of Bellarine Life. My name's Levi Turner, and today I'm here at Quiddity Place, which is in Mannerham, right in the heart of the Bellarine. Now this has been created by the founders of the Oakdean Winery, and it houses a few different options here. We've got the Lighthouse Olive Grove, Tinley's Gallery, Oakdean Wine Cellar Door, and the Hidden Frog Restaurant. So today we're going to have a tour of it all, and we're going to chat to the head chef, Dwayne Bourke. Let's go and have a look. Well, Dwayne, thanks for joining us today on Bellarine Life.
Excellent, pleasure.
Yeah, so usually with a lot of venues, the food and the restaurant is the hero of the place,
Yep.
which we'll get to in a minute, but just tell us a little bit more about what else is here on the property.
So Quiddity Place has been put together as Oakdean Cellar Door primarily, so to champion and hero the wines, but we also have two art galleries on site, one that's sort of houses our owners' artwork and a space for other local artists to hang their stuff, and then the main gallery is the private collection of the owners, which is Indigenous art, and yeah, just some amazing things to hang. We also have two Airbnbs on site. We have what we call the Yellow Cottage up the top, sleeps 9, and then we have the big house down the bottom here, the restaurant, that sleeps 10 people. So when we do start capturing some bigger events, we've got pretty captive, we've got somewhere to stay on site as well, which is another feather and pretty impressive for our venue, yeah.
Now, Dwayne, the restaurant's called Hidden Frog. Yep. So tell us a little bit more about, one, where the name came from, your journey to get here, and how this sort of restaurant part of it came about.
The name, again, I'd have to sort of talk to the owners, but I think it's the irony of the massive 4-metre frog sitting on the side of the building, so he's not so hidden. A little bit hidden till we get here, but then, yeah, once you come down, it's pretty obvious that he's not really hidden. He's a big, another local artist made that as well, which is amazing things to have these local connections that we have. So the restaurant, or my journey here came about as I was approached, a phone call from a local supplier who knew the owners and knew that they were looking for somebody to come and run the venue and somebody that knew the area. So I got a phone call and came down and walked in and was fairly gobsmacked with the venue and the place and the restaurant itself. So Peter, who's the general manager and the owner's daughter, she designed and set up the kitchen and everything. So it's a kind of a blessing to walk in and see such a really well set up kitchen. And then I came on and sort of worked with the setup of everything else, helped with the crockery, cutlery, point of sales, or everything else, and set the vibe and the direction for the restaurant.
Now, Dwayne, a little bit of your history. Where did you grow up, and sort of how long have you been in this area?
So I'm actually a New South boy. I grew up on the Murray. Not much to do in a small country town, so I went hunting, looking for sort of a career. Ended up in Bendigo with a mate who went to uni and fell into cooking. It wasn't even on my agenda. I wanted to be either an electrician or a mechanic. Done all the pre-apprenticeships and that, and then managed to land 2 cooking jobs in the one day. And then, yeah, fortunate to have a really great head chef that made everything on site, which is fairly rare, and sort of sparked a passion that I didn't know. My mum wasn't a very good cook. People say that all the time. Your mum must have been a great cook. Well, and she would attest to that as well. So food wasn't something that I grew up with. It wasn't something from our background. It's just something that I sort of grabbed onto. And then, moved to Geelong about 30 years ago and sort of found my feet, and winery restaurants is where I tend to land. I was the Petterville Winery, was the founding chef there, which is now Mount Dunedin Estate, and then worked on I've been on the Bellarine for about 10 years previous to this job in other winery restaurants. So yeah, kind of where I feel comfortable, and I don't know if it's to do with the food and wine matching, but it's where I end up landing really well, so yeah.
Now, Dwayne, how would you describe the style of the food and what's on offer here?
Yeah, style of food, I always struggle with, and people say, how do you describe your food? I mean, modern Australian with European influence is probably where I sit. I'm classically French trained. I don't do a lot of Asian stuff. I like to use Asian ingredients, but in the European style of cooking. But yeah, I'm not versed on Asian cooking, but there is a sprinkling of things in here. We have some lovely handmade chicken and ginger wontons. We make them in-house, and that's one of the big sellers. And sort of sharing is the big thing about what we're doing. I think that works well with the wines as well, and matching and pairing wines. So we have one of our signature sort of stand, which I think will stay, is a duck empanada. A little bit different. The Spanish make empanadas in little individual. We do them as fingers. So it just presents a little differently. So there's a pointed of difference again and a bit of a talking point, but it also just makes us stand apart. And I like cooking things a little bit different, a bit of gamey stuff as well. Like I said, the duck empanadas, we've got a quail dish that we're playing with at the moment to go on the menu. And then we've had a few interesting things as well. We had a camel Scotch fillet on, which went really well, and sort of testing the waters to see how interested the clientele were, and they really embraced it and accepted it. So that's what we look at, a little point of difference without being too far left to centre, I think is what we're after with the food,
Now, I might be asking you something like, what's your favourite child, but what's your favourite dish?
My favourite dish on the menu at the moment, like I said, the empanadas will stay. I'm big on seafood, the market fish. I've got a great relationship with our seafood supplier, so to be able to use the best thing that's coming out of the water at the moment, and we do that with a nice little grapefruit dressing quinoa salad, and desserts are sort of my passion as well. So I think our cheesecake, our white chocolate cheesecake, and the lemon tarts, a staple. The lemon tarts were something, if people said what would be my final meal, it'd probably be a duck dish with my lemon tart.
Sounds like there's a lot on offer.
Yeah.
Now, when are you open, and how do people find you in terms of, website, Instagram, those things?
Yep, so we're open Wednesday to Sunday for lunch, dinner on Fridays and Saturdays. We're, Instagram, Facebook, fairly active on there. Website is where the bookings we really encourage at the moment, where the response has been amazing. So to be able to get a booking on the website or online, and do that through the Now Book It system,
Well done. What you've created here I've had some amazing feedback out in the community.
Excellent.
All right, so it's morning here. We're going to let you get back to prepping for lunch today. You said you were booked out. We're here in the middle of the week, so that's fantastic signs. Folks, the Instagram handles, the Facebook page and the website, you can all see them there. Really appreciate your time. Thank you, Dwayne.
Excellent.
And thanks for joining us on Bellarine Life.
Beautiful.